how to do two very important things. Number one, shift your mindset so that you can do number two, which is shift your income. So before we talk about all the hype and the excitement and the fluff and puff that's normally in this industry, let's talk about what the extra digit movement is not. Well, as I just mentioned to you, we are not about hype and fluff and puff, but we are about a lot of excitement. We are not anti BMW and Mercedes and luxury things, but we are pro getting those luxury things the right way. You see, we are not anti theoreticals and examples, but we're a lot more pro facts and solutions. You see, you may have heard my story. A lot of people know that I was able to go from 3 figures to 7 in my late 20s and start this extra digit movement. But as much as people want to clap for me when I run down the aisle or make a guest appearance on stage, or as much as people want to give me a hug or just shake my hand at one of our seminars, I remember the other BB whose bills were behind. I remember that guy. I remember the Brian that was so broke, my BROK and my E stayed on layaway. You see, I remember the BB who was buried in debt. So I celebrated when I broke even. So I stay humble because people always hear the 7-figure story, but they never really understand the 3 figures. And I do, because there are a lot of Americans right now who are really, really, number one, frustrated. Number two, they're stressed. Number three, they're confused. And number four, they're concerned about their future and their families. You see, had I known in my 20s what I'm going to share with you guys in this video series, my 9-year-old son would be able to take 7 figures and make it 8 figures. So instead of talking about problems, let's talk about solutions. And I was always taught the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So let's go over some cold, hard facts. Fact number 1, America will help you make a living, but you have to take your lifestyle. Fact number 2, America has several different avenues available for you to choose the type of money that you want to make. But fact number 3, America is not the best at helping you make the right decision. And fact number 4, if you make a shift in your mindset, you can make a shift in your income. So here's the first concept I want you guys to consider. How did the U.S. Treasury Department get all of its wealth? From 2 sources, taxes and interest. Now, the second question becomes, where do the taxes and interest come from? Don't answer that. But right now, you can start making a choice. And the choice is simple. You can work your way to wealth, and then I'll ask you, how is that working for you? Or we can just take our money back from the entities that are getting wealthy off of us. So we'll tackle debt on maybe the next video, but let's take a quick 5-minute look at how taxes really work. So it's important to understand that there are 3 different ways, or actually more than 3, but I'll break down 3 different forms or avenues of income that you can receive in America. Most people are already familiar with a W-2, also known as a job. Now, why is that? Well, colleges and universities encourage all students to get a good resume, get a good education, and get a good job. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always tell people, be thankful for your job. A lot of people don't have one. Just don't be satisfied. The interesting thing about a job, though, is that it will, however, pay the highest taxes. In other words, a job is going to pay anywhere between 28 and 33% in taxes. So the government basically is reaching into your paycheck in the form of FICA, state, federal, Social Security, every single pay period. And what it boils down to is about 1/3 of your income throughout the year. Now, this is not a government bashing video. I love America. I'm not going anywhere. But I will tell most people this. If the government were to tell you, you know what, from January to April, you're not going to get a paycheck, and we'll go ahead and just pay you from May all the way through December, but we're going to take the first 4 months and you get nothing, most people wouldn't stand for it. So what happens is the government takes a little bit out of each check. And when you add up all 12 months, you basically worked for 4 months, literally for 0, and gave it all to the government. So this is going to pay the highest tax bracket. Again, There's a reason why. The logic behind it is you're going to work first, you're going to pay taxes second, and then you're going to spend last. So most people feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. It's because a large part of your check, the gross, never made it home. The net is what made it home. So the government, believe it or not, they encourage you to open a business. That's why I tell people this is not an anti-government video or an anti-government movement. We love the government because in their own way, they tell you, listen, if you have a business, we let you play by a different set of rules. See, business owners get to work their business first, spend on their business second, and then business owners get to pay the taxes last. So if you get to work first, spend second, and pay taxes last, the government is basically saying, we want you to stay in business. We want you to have a car. We want you to put gas in your car. We want you to have a home. We want you to use a percentage of your square footage for your home-based business. We know you have a cell phone. We know you have internet. We know you have office equipment. We know you have a computer. We know you have supplies. Look, why don't you go ahead and spend your money on your business and we'll tax you on the lesser amount after you run your business. You see, business owners are what keep the whole economy thriving and functional. Business owners get all the tax breaks and perks, and they actually are taxed the exact same rate. But the net effect from this formula, being able to deduct all of your expenses first, you'll end up spending between 18 to 23% in taxes as opposed to 28 to 33%. So the government wants you to own a business. It's just that colleges don't tell you to get a business. And that's the conflict for most Americans. Now, here's the thing before we conclude. Investments, also known as money, also known as capital gains or dividends, they're not taxed anywhere near as much. You're talking about approximately 15% because money making money is taxed a lot less than labor making money. That's why wealthy people, 2/3 of their income comes from their investments because they get to keep a lot more of it. See, their formula is totally different. Wealthy people say, look, my money's going to work. Then I'm going to reinvest my money. Then I'll pay the least amount of taxes on the balance. And the government says, thank you, because wealthy people and their money provide businesses. Businesses provide jobs. So the name of the game is to shift your income from the left to the right so you can provide more and help people who are still going from right to left. Income shifting. You see, Extra Digit is not a sales team. It's an economic or financial movement. So be sure to check your email in the next 24 to 48 hours. I did not forget. We're going to tackle interest and the negative effects that interest have on your pockets. But we're going to show you how to flip that interest around into a positive. Now, I cannot wait until you guys see video number 3. How the government will actually pay you to have a home-based business. They'll invest in you if you invest in them. And that's a powerful concept. And you don't have to, stand before a camera and talk to people like I am. Just for using and introducing people to our site, our strategy, and our software, you get the exact same business write-offs. And no, it does not cost you $3,000, $2,000, $1,000, $5.99, $4.99, $3.99, nope, $2.99, nope, it's getting ridiculous. No, they'll pay you to run your own home-based business. So with that being said, always remember, making money talks, yes, but creating wealth whispers.
Implement it. That's the question. CBDCs are coming, people. It will be here. And I want people to really meditate and pay attention to what the IMF said, the International Monetary Fund, the bankers that handle banks globally. They said people will own nothing and be happy. You will own nothing. They will control everything. It is not about if you're in debt right now. Honestly, it's really not. Because once this currency system reset, a person with $50,000 credit card bill and a person with zero credit, to me, are even, because you can't even leverage credit to get true assets. I was telling people a long time ago, leverage credit, as long as they will allow you in a responsible way to purchase silver or gold, whatever you want, with credit cards, that's a great exchange of service all day. But most people, because they have no credit and they're so bent on being debt free, no, you want to be in debt when you're acquiring assets with it. Because now you're just limited to the minimum amount of income that you have coming in. See, what happens is, if I go to the bank and deposit $20 cash, or $20 cash out of my paycheck is direct deposit to the bank, what they're going to do now, they're able to lend out 10 times more, right? Out of this $20, they're able to now lend out 10 times more. So let's say that's $200. What they're going to do with that $200, because a person like me got a job, got a direct deposit my money in the bank, they're going to go to investors who know how to use debt, which debt is 0% tax. It's what you call it being an investor. And they're going to say, hey, we got a person that made $20 deposit today. Would you want a $200 or a $2,000 loan? To people that positive cash flow, right? To people that have a business, that people that have their cash flow plan set up, or business owners. And me as a business owner, let's say I deposit $200, right? They say, or I deposit $2,000. They're going to come to me and say, do you want to borrow $20,000? I say, yeah, I borrow it. Because you deposit your money in the bank at 0% interest. So now when I take out it in a loan format or in debt format, I go and buy a multifamily unit. I go buy more cryptocurrency. I go buy more silver and gold with your money, because that's what the fractional reserve banking do. And guess what? I pay no taxes on it, but the $200 or the $2,000 you deposited in there, that was after tax money that you paid taxes on out of your paycheck. So you got taxed higher than I did, because my service back to the loan may be 3 to 5% interest, but you got taxed 24% because you earned that money through a job. And I took the money when you deposited in the bank, and I used it to invest and get assets. And not only was I taxed 0 to maybe 5% and lower interest than what you paid out on taxes. So let me break it down to you and make it plain. Right. Right. That's right. I want all the debt. Debt is a great tax write-off. Fractional reserve banking. So people ask me, now let's shift gears here about, well, how do I get out of this rat race? How do I get out of this system? How do I prepare for this currency system, for this reset? How do I accumulate more assets that's going to be a part of the great reset, of this great wealth transfer, right? I'm glad you asked. The very first thing I tell people they need to understand is your paycheck. Understand your paycheck. And although you will see FICA, and many people think it's federal income tax, it is really federal insurance. Insurance for who? Not you. For the Federal Reserve and U.S. Treasury. So understand or understand that you have federal taxes. Some people have additional federal income tax. Some people have state tax, depends on what state you live in. Texas, Arizona, Florida don't have to be concerned with that. Try to enlarge it. It's just getting smaller. So this is as large as I can get it. So this particular paycheck, the employee has State taxes of $290 coming out, in addition to Medicare at $127.37. Federal tax, also known as FICA, $821.52. That total taxation was $1,389. This is an example of a paycheck. And what a lot of people don't know is that they have control over the FICA part because it is against law. They don't know that. They don't even know that they overpay 80% of Americans because they do not know how to completely adjust their W-4s or overpaying in the FICA taxes. And that's money that they can be getting out of their paychecks and into their household. Right? As JP Morgan has already said, that they expect the Federal Reserve to increase interest rates for the 9th straight time. This is likely to happen next month between March and April. So a lot of people that just got homes, for example, at adjustable rate, mortgages financed, they don't have a fixed interest rate, or maybe they got an adjustable rate in 2009, 2010, even after the housing market crashed. They just renamed it from subprime mortgage loans to, they gave it another name. I can't think of it, but it was the same thing. So now houses are going to be, the equity is going to be lost. They can't take out home equity lines of credit, and they're going to be upside down in their house notes. And now the opportunity to get credit is going to be harder, more challenging. Not getting approved for credit cards, not getting approved for HELOC loan, home equity lines of credit. That's going to be harder as interest rates are going to spike. And you're going to see, especially if the United States go to war in support of the UK, you're going to see hyperinflation. Yahoo Finance already says $7 a gallon gas, which is not far-fetched because in California it's already $5 a gallon right now. Inflation is the highest it's been in 40 years at 7% on your gas and grocery prices. And some people might be saying, well, it's just costing me an extra $10 to fill up, or, to get to a half a tank or to get to a full. It's not that big a deal right now. It should be, but for some people, they're just still going on with life because they don't want to accept and prepare for change. They want to make excuses and they don't want to make adjustments. So let's talk about the history of taxes and the power of being under a corporation to convert, as Sherry Peel Jackson says, converting your social security number into or under the auspice of a corporation. And I'm not talking about getting an LLC, a S Corp, or a C Corp, and now you just own a job. You don't own a system. I'm going to talk about the difference in that. So you have Robin Hood, this mindset that people, they praise Robin Hood, collect it from the rich and give it to the poor. You have to learn people how to minimize your taxes. And I'm talking about the taxes that I just showed you out of the paycheck. The one that you can minimize is your federal taxes. Yeah, too many taxes. And people don't understand that's the biggest thing, that they don't understand that taxes take a third of their paycheck. And so January through April, if you have a job, or even if you own a job, because on this side, this is called the cash flow quadrant, you're trading time for money, and there's no leverage over here. This side is only, this is for employees for the E, and S is sole proprietor, specialists, doctors, lawyers, 1099 contractors. And so this side is only designed to pay bills. It's not designed to give you the American dream. 95% of people earn money on this side, but they only have or make up 5% of the wealth. No, that's not true. It's you can't just stop doing that research. It's people right now that's selling business credit and say, hey, you can get business credit without using your social security. You can just use your EIN. That is not true. I've been in the credit game for years. No one can get business credit by using the EIN. You cannot. You even if you get, they say, oh, just start off with getting vendor accounts, net 30 accounts, like a Home Depot card or a Lowe's. And then after it reports for your credit building and positive, you can just leverage that. People, if that was the formula and you can just exit out of your social security card, don't you think more Americans will have business credit that way? Come on now, more people will be financially free. It's going to trace back. Yeah, I'll just get a net 30 account, get a Home Depot card, get a Lowe's, get you a gas card, let it report to DNB, and then after sometimes you can just get business credit without your EIN. That is not true. They're going to pull your 9-digit credit profile before you get any business credit card. And then if people tell you otherwise, ask them what type of business credit card do they have and what's the credit limit on it. Because that is not true. Yeah, you can get Home Depot and Lowe's. That's only good if you working at, you need lumber. But what if you need a JP Morgan and Chase business credit card? Like, I have them. I can give you a stack of business cards, all in my business name. And they're going to look at your personal credit. What if you want a Bank of America business card? What if you want a banking business card? See, that DNB stuff is not going to work. And you haven't worked that. You just heard somebody lie to you and tell you that it works. You have no evidence because it's not true. People can market to you all day and tell you they can. That's not true. I still have a person consultant that I can send people to right now to see if they qualify for business credit. And the most you'll get without using your EIN, and even Home Depot and Lowe's are pulling your personal credit now, is net 30 credit card. You're not going to get a banker's credit card. So the rich people know how to invent money. They identify opportunities that everyone else will miss. Right? Rich people know how to invent money, because if you're going to own your own business and be on this side, you're going to have to know how to raise capital. You're going to have to know how to qualify for loans to run your business. Now, let me tell you how the mindset of a poor person is. And I mean financially poor. They say comments like this: I'm not interested in money. And then I even put a Bible there, and then they'll say, because my God will supply all my needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. Well, God didn't even say those words in the Bible. That was the Apostle Paul's words. So they got it wrong from the door right there. And God is a spirit being. He says the highest heavens belongs to the Lord, but the earth I have given unto mankind. Or they say number 2. So you are supposed to, through the infinite spirit, manifest and maximize your money on earth. They say, I can't afford it. I'll never be wealthy. Investing is risky. Money isn't everything, but as Zig Ziglar would say, it ranks up just as high as oxygen. Number 2, I'm too busy making a living. Are you really making a living, or are you struggling financially? And then people have to learn the power of association. If you hang around 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang around 5 well-to-do people, you're going to be the 6th. The power of association, and this is a quote by Will Rogers, says, a man only learns in 2 ways. One by reading, and the other by association with smart people. Notice he did not even say school system, because the school systems are designed to teach most people how to be an employee and not an entrepreneur. The power of association and learning quickly. The power of association, right? People are going to suffer the pain of discipline, or they're going to suffer from the pain of regret. They're going to suffer from the pain of discipline, or they're going to suffer from the pain of regret. Let me show you the other reason why most people stay financially suppressed and poor. Many receive advice, but only the wise profit from it. Many receive advice, Harper Lee, but only wise people profit from it. Why is that? Because they take action. They stop going around saying it's a better way and they're broke. If they're not trying to be the smartest person in the room, they associate themselves with people that are smarter than them and that are duplicating on a higher level. Anytime you have a know-it-all that has all the answers, more than likely their bank account cannot back it up. Because knowing is not enough, right? The great Bruce Lee came out with this quote. See, knowing is not enough. It's just not enough to know. I know everything about the birth certificate and the Social Security, card. And thank you, Dr. Forms. You know, but what are you doing? See, knowing is not enough. We must apply. And willing is not enough. We must do. You ask people, are you willing to be financially free? Because the Bible says if we're willing, and comes with the and, a connector, obedient, then you shall eat the good of the land. It didn't say if you just go around quoting scriptures. It says if you are willing and take action and obedient, then you should eat the good of the land. The power of association. You're right. I agree with that. Many people just don't want more for themselves. They want someone to do more for themselves. I was watching Kanye West documentary last night on Netflix. And when Kanye was starting out, he was saying that, so many people want him to give them his beats, make his beats and music for free. And he was like, I didn't get anything for free. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. So why should I give it to you for free? So I know all about this. I know about the Social Security number, the Employer Identification Number, EIN, also known as the Federal Employer Identification Number, FEIN, or the Federal Tax Identification Number, is a unique 9-digit number assigned by the IR to the S to business entities. So everyone is born with a 9-digit number that you are a business entity under the IRS, you just earn your money in the wrong tax bracket, which is employee or a specialist or a small business owner or sole proprietor. Because if you're a small business owner, not only do you have to pay taxes for yourself, but you have to pay your employee taxes. You have to pay their taxes. So you're taxed 60%. So you ever wonder why these numbers contain 9 digits? The EIN is specifically for business. The Social Security number can be used for both business and personal. You yourself, people, you are already a business entity. You're just not getting taxed on this side of the bracket where they get taxed less. This is where the rich and wealthy live. This is where Jeff Bezos live. This is where Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos for Amazon made billions and still got a tax refund. Still got a tax refund. Made billions in Amazon. Kanye West. I was speaking about Kanye earlier. Switched over and added a nonprofit entity. And where he was in a big IRS deficit or payout, he changed the bracket, the business strategy in which he made money in the business entity, and became a billionaire because he was able to get Uncle Sam out of his pockets. And the people that make the less money pay the most taxes. So in the words of the great Robert Kiyosaki, if you want to be rich, think big and think differently. That's if you want to be rich. Because as I said yesterday, why isn't it more people asking themselves, what are the 5% of people that's doing on this side of the cash flow quadrant doing? Because they own 95% of the wealth. Why aren't we asking ourselves, what are these people doing? They own 95% of the wealth. No, you want them to get, they're not going to tax. Listen, politicians, 95% of politicians have home-based business and independent businesses as well, because they want to own a system. You gotta shift to this side, and you can do it for the 129. Everything starts with the first step. Everything starts with the first step on your pathway to riches and wealth. So if you're an employee, don't sweat it. If you're a small business owner, self-employed, let me just show you a better way. You can earn money in all 4 of these quadrants. So on this side, employee, they have a job. There's no leverage. They work for money. They are getting paid according to the length of their working hours. The same thing with the self-employed, the doctors, the lawyers, the 6-figure income earners, the 1099 contractors. They get paid. Here, though, they are treated with more prestige because of their title. And they get paid according to their value. But they pay higher taxes. So they're always struggling financially because they can't beat inflation. Even with 6 figures, they can't, because they're paying more taxes at 60% than a person that have a job at 30%. So they get paid according to their amount of hours for working. They get paid for their value. But both on this side share the same thing. They have no leverage. For a doctor to get paid, he must have a patient every time. For a lawyer to get paid, she must have a client every time. For a barber to get paid, he must have a customer every time. They have no leverage. They have no system. But on this side, and I'm telling you, the home-based business, that's 129, it ends in 8 days. You own a system. You don't own a job. And you follow these principles. J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire. This is the system. This is the system. I'd rather earn 1% of the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. That's the difference in owning a system. This is the first billionaire, J. Paul Getty. And then right behind him, John D. Rockefeller used this same system. I would rather earn 1% off 100 people efforts than 100% of my own. Warren Buffett said it this way: the richest investor, if you don't find a way to make money while you are sleeping, while you're asleep, you will work until you die. And I keep reiterating to you all, you was born more to work, pay bills, experience life when you can, because you're trading time for money, and then just die. So again, it is not a bad come up at all. Not for what I'm about to show you. You all stay tuned. I'm gonna let a video talk for the rest of this. My presentation is wrapping up. So this is the cash flow. Trying to move it over. Why the rich get richer. The middle class, they have a job. They get a salary. From that salary, they have to pay school, student loan debt, credit cards, car note, mortgages. All of these are liabilities. Because a mortgage, a house, is only an asset when it puts money into your pockets. As if you have a tenant. If you don't have a tenant and you're paying a house note, it's a liability. Now it goes to expenses, their taxes, right out of their paycheck FICA, their mortgage, car loan, credit cards. And then this doesn't show you that their insurances come out of the paycheck as well. Health insurance, vision insurance, cancer insurance, accidental insurance, paycheck protection insurance. But this is how the rich cash flow. They have assets, real estate, stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, intellectual property. I showed you all my books in the background, things like that. Their assets produce their income. See, their assets bring in cash flow. The cash flow converts to income, rental income, dividends, passive income, royalty. And then they pay expenses at the end. Their taxes and mortgage, they are taxed last, not upfront their paycheck, not through federal insurance. Now they pay the mortgage, the consumer loans. Most rich and wealthy people have charge cards and not credit cards. So a lot of people ask me, well, Queen, I still don't get it. Like, I really don't understand really how this still works. How was this home-based business help me get more money out of my paycheck and get on the side, on the right side, where the rich and wealthy are, where I'm a business owner and I own a system, and where I can invest my money, not spend it. When you spend money, the last three letters have exactly what you do on it, END. You never have an opportunity for that money to come back to you with friends. You don't have an investing mindset. You have a spending mindset. How do I transfer from owning a job to now owning a system? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to show you the business presentation. And I'm going to show you how the very first thing at 129, if you take action, If you can shift your mindset, you can shift your income. It's going to help you the first place where 95% of people, or how 95% of people make their money, and that's through a paycheck. You all ready? If you're ready, say ready. Put ready in the comments. This is the most simple video that I could show so that I could get people to really grasp the concept before this 129 opportunity that ends February 28th, before it ends. How do you get an instant pay raise? Some people still don't understand that about the FICA, about their federal taxes, about their W-4. Okay.
However, before I show you how we do.
So I'm going to show that. Somebody said, okay, Tremaine, hello, my friend Tremaine. Tremaine is my other t-shirt. When I see you all in April at our home, he's my business partner. I see you all in April. I'm going to have this for everyone that's telling me they're attending. We're erasing excuses and we're expecting extra digits. Hello, Mr. Lawrence. Also, you all see all of these MWR, all of these, everyone you usually see on the Facebook, they are already in MWR. Ken Lawrence, he has the MWR shirt on his avatar picture. Right. You can never get back time. You can never get back time. We're going to leave Nancy Pelosi out of this. I see you, though. Research first, then react. You can never get back time, people. It's your most valuable asset other than your health.
Pointing out that these challenges affect everyone, not just the poor and middle class. MarketWatch says most Americans are one paycheck away from the streets. And NASDAQ points out that most Americans will retire broke. Sound familiar? Well, here's the good news. We have a better system. You see, our mission here at MWR Financial is to provide you with the same strategies and experts used by the wealthy to overcome the financial challenges created by our tax, credit, banking, and educational systems. Why? Because the results don't lie. These systems have more than 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, over 70% paying too much in taxes, and more than 80% struggling with credit challenges because they're financing a lifestyle instead of ever being able to own it. This is exactly why most Americans are buried in debt, with less than $5,000 saved by age 65. Hashtag this stops today.
Okay, I'm going to stop and pause and break it down to you. It said hashtag this stops today. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 80% of Americans have credit challenges. 70% of Americans pay too much in taxes. I showed you all that paycheck earlier. I showed you all that tax liability. Yeah, research. Baby, you're going to learn. Listen, no one needs to send me a text after this live stream. Say, Queen, I still don't understand how I get an instant income out of my paycheck. No one. Replay this if you don't get it. You're going to learn today. 90% of Americans are buried in debt. What makes it debt? Because they go out and buy things that does not appreciate in value, but rather it depreciates. It got to stop today, people. It has to stop. If you're going to get ready for this financial system reset, this has to stop today. You got to stop paying interest to the banks and start getting interest paid to you by using your credit to buy depreciating assets. Rich people take vacations. Rich people take trips. Poor people take vacations. Rich people pass on wills. Poor people, when they die, pass on bills. This has got to stop today. And if you're on this side of the cash flow quadrant, don't tell me, well, you own a job, you're a barber, you're a lawn care service. You can't pass that on to your children. But this 129 opportunity, you can set your child up for residual income and you can will it to them when you die. And they will have a business that's willed to them and inherited to them instead of bills. This has got to stop today, people. If you want to be a part of the greatest wealth transfer.
And it all starts with our instant pay raise. This is our proven strategy to increase the take-home pay of over 150 million W-2 employees, starting with their very next paycheck. Here's how it works. Number 1, our experts will immediately help you stop overpaying taxes and letting the government use your money all year long interest-free. They will then help you use the home-based business tax laws to increase your deductions so you can pay less and keep even more of your hard-earned money. Why? Because it's not just how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. The first step in this process is to help you stop overpaying the IRS. This is one of the biggest financial mistakes most Americans make. We've been conditioned to think that a tax refund is a good thing, and we treat it like a savings account, even though we get zero interest on our deposits.
Let me pause right there. This is going to be pretty small to see, but what they're showing you is a 1040 form, and this is line 75. It says if the line 74 is more than line 63, subtract the line 63 from line 74. This is the amount you overpaid in taxes. Most people don't know they overpay in their federal taxes in their paycheck. And when you add the tax laws from this home-based business, you can recruit at least 1/3 of that, which means every time you get paid, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, you're getting more of that money back. Because what Uncle Sam does is take that money that you're giving them tax-free, and they go out and invest it and make money on top of money. And you get it back at 0% interest. Now, did you all know that? If you knew that, put yes, even if you're watching the replay. If you did not know, put no. Did you know that that's stated on the 1040, the most simple income tax return? Line 75 is the amount you overpaid. So why not use that money to keep up with inflation and to invest to grow your money? Because you don't know what you don't know. That's why.
Crazy as that? Most of us see the word refund on our tax return, but we never pay attention to the part where it says your refund is really the amount you overpaid. Think about that for a second. When are you ever happy about overpaying for anything? If you bought a pair of shoes on Black Friday that was supposed to be on sale, and you got home and found out you paid full price, would you wait till the next Black Friday to get your money back? I don't think so. This is why it makes absolutely no sense to give your money to the government all year long, interest-free, and wait 12 to 15 months to get it back. By the way, did Uncle Sam ever thank you for your interest-free loan? Probably not. And that's why our experts want to help you put this money back in your pocket now. And to make it easy, our experts will adjust your W-4 form for you so you don't make any mistakes and you can start seeing this money on your very next paycheck. But it doesn't stop there. Our next step is to help you.
Okay, I have to pause because I don't want that to go over your head. And also look at the IRS tax code publication 535. They help you adjust that W-4. And you see that increase, instant income, your very next paycheck. All you have to do is take what they give you, give it to your HR department, human resource. Most people don't even know why they call it HR or human resource, because you are the human resource to the government. Aha. Did you know that? That's why they call your HR department human resource. You are the human resource to the government.
You legally use the home-based business tax laws to pay even less. To qualify, you first need a home-based business with the intent to make a profit, and you must be an active participant in that business. If you don't already have a business, we can provide you with an MWR home-based business, where you'll have the ability to make a profit by simply referring others. The next thing you'll need is proper record keeping, and the expenses you claim must be considered ordinary and necessary. We take care of this by providing you with our TaxBot app to automatically track your mileage and expenses. And best of all, Our experts will help you analyze and convert your eligible personal expenses into legitimate home-based business expenses. Imagine being able to deduct the things you spend money on every day, like mileage, cell phones, internet, meals, travel, medical expenses, and even your children. This can potentially increase your deductions by tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars, allowing you to take advantage of the number one strategy used by the wealthy to pay less and keep more of their money.
Did you all hear that? The number one strategy used by the wealthy. People, you don't know what you don't know. Instead of coming out of pocket, giving your children money for their extracurricular activities, where they're in the band at school, and you have to buy the instrument, whether they play on a sports team, they're on a travel team or AAU, competitive team. Instead of you buying the $200 to $300 tennis shoes, when they go to prom, if you have a daughter or grandchildren, when they get in driving age and you need to buy them a vehicle, learn how to hire them, and then you can get up to $12,000 back per child and get some of that money back. Once you get in the business, they show you they teach you the strategy and the setup. But you got to do what the wealthy do to get what the wealthy have and to keep it. It's not about how much money you make. Sometimes some people really need to make more money, right? They really need. The average middle class is under at $50,000 a year. You cannot make that much money and keep up with inflation. But it helps you with cash flow creation as well, not just the instant income, but we find it right in the paycheck as well. And then we help you get the money, the outflow back of your inflow of cash. This is all strategies, people.
Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, what if I told you we can prove it first? By simply entering just 7 of the over 180 deductions available to home-based business owners into our Instant Pay Raise Estimator, we can provide you with a conservative estimate of just how much we can help you increase your take-home pay every month. As a matter of fact, our Instant Pay Raise strategy is saving our members that qualify an average of $300 to $600 or more per month, and you could be next. With that said, what would an Instant Pay Raise do for you and your family? Would you be able to improve your current and or future lifestyle, catch up on some past due bills, or maybe eliminate some debts? How about being able to give more to your favorite church or charity, or maybe just live better, while being able to save or invest more for retirement? For some of you, this may be just what you've been looking for to relieve some financial stress, or take that much-needed vacation. And $2,900.
So this is the average tax savings in the instant pay raise, $300 to $600. It's right there. $300 to $600. This is just average. Right? Credit restoration. When you improve your credit, you go from paying high interest rate to low interest rates. So you save money on credit, and now they also have bill negotiation, where they take the bills you already have, negotiate them. You don't have to do another contract. You don't have to switch servicers. You don't have to switch from AT&T to Verizon. They take the bills you're already paying. They meet you where you are. They meet you where you are, and in every essence, every facet of the way you spend money, including your credit, they put experts on it to improve it. They understand the assignment. This is what I'm trying, and every facet that you spend. Now, some people say, well, Queen, I don't get much taken out of my federal taxes on my paycheck. I may not qualify for an instant income. Okay, well, let me show you how you can qualify for more cash flow creation, right? By sharing these opportunities with others who need help with their taxes, credit, and debt. And they give you a debt elimination plan to show you how to save thousands of paying interest to the banks and now making yourself the bank.
$85 per month thanks to debt elimination. That's over $3,500 per month that can be used to save or invest. And with an average annual return rate of 6 to 12% using our private reserve account or land banking strategies, you could literally become a debt-free multi-millionaire in record time. As you can see, our Financial Edge membership gives you everything you need to succeed with strategies and experts that actually do the work for you. For just $79.97 per month with no contracts and no setup fees, you and your spouse can now have a complete financial strategies membership that will keep you from ever taking chances with your family's financial future again. However, as much as I love how our strategies and experts can help you make wealth real, I'm also a big believer that making more money is the best way to accelerate this process. And MWR Financial has created the perfect platform for you to make this happen by allowing you to partner with us and own your own MWR financial business. All you have to do is share our instant pay raise strategy, membership, and opportunity with others, and you can start earning multiple streams of income today. Think about it. We all know hundreds of people that want to do better financially. Streams of income today.
I want to pause right there. Guaranteed income, immediate income, I call it instant income, leverage income, residual income, passive income, and bonus income, all in one opportunity for one-time $129. I appreciate, because research first then react. It looks like simple, but most people don't understand that I have to take time and find my slides and say how I want to transition from one thought to the next. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to put in the presentation to make it easier for people to understand the value of this, not the price at $129. Everyone knows the price of everything, but the value of nothing. So I'm giving people the value. Yes, multiple streams of income, MSI. This is what Bob Proctor says separate the rich from the working class. They have multiple sources or multiple streams of income.
Think about it. We all know hundreds of people that want to do better financially or that want to make more money. However, with just our instant pay raise strategy alone, you'll have access to a target market of over 150 million W-2 employees that would love to increase their take-home pay immediately. With that said, how many W-2 employees do you know that would like an instant pay raise? All of them, right? Well, let's take a look at how you can simply share MWR Financial with each of them and start earning a guaranteed income today. Let me start by saying, we pay daily. Starting with our customer bonuses. When you share our Financial Edge membership with others, you can earn $40 on every customer you personally enroll. And when you enroll 3 or more customers, your Financial Edge membership is absolutely free for as long as your customers remain active. But it gets even better. You'll also earn a $10 monthly residual income on all the customers you personally enroll after your first 3. And when any of your customers refer new customers, not only can they make their membership free, but you can also earn a $40 bonus on all of their referrals. And these bonuses pay through infinity.
So people, listen, you're getting half of what the people that start with $79, they're giving you 50% payout on that. If you want more cash flow, you got to start having conversations. No way around it. And the first conversation is just be your own success story. It's called Boss Lifestyle, BOSS. Be your own success story. That's Boss Lifestyle. So build success and then, tell other people about it. The Bible says that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. Start testifying so you can qualify for more money to flow into your life.